And that's Lindsay, and we're very excited to have her. And we have Brini still, which is nice. But this will be the last time you see up here for a while. We're not saying forever, though. So we need to start off with the oath of office for Lindsay. So that would be Amy and Lindsay.
All right. So Lindsay, we only have one copy of this. You want to stand up? All right. And so what we're going to have you do is just read the oath of office and say, start here with I, the undersigned.
Okay.
Hand up.
Yep.
There you
And then
go.
put your hand up.
Perfect.
There you go.
Okay. I, the undersigned, having been elected to the Board of Education of the School District of Random Lake, swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin, and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Great.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'll give it to Kim later. Thank you.
Great. And next we have a notification from Brian Stout that he is resigning his position as of next month. Do you want to share what you're doing?
Certainly.
Okay.
And I recognize that this is outside of the normal window for elections for my position. My wife and I have accepted an opportunity to serve a mission, a faith-based mission, working with military members and their families in West Point, New York, for a period of 18 months, starting in June. And so appreciate the support from the community and the rest of the board. And if there's anything that I can do to assist moving things forward, please let me know. But we've done a lot of great work on the board. Appreciate everybody's support there. And I just want to say thanks, and we'll see you next month.
Okay. Thank you. At this time, we're going to take a break and have some treats and welcome our new members and thank our leaving ones that are only taking a hiatus, we hope. So we'll come back in like 5 or 10 minutes.
So please, let's get
Okay. We had great treats. You guys should have been here.
Thank you,
That
Kim.
aren't. Next, we have the elections of the officers. And we do these one at a time. There are things that I have to say and repeat myself, so.
She's not good, Tina.
And we open nominations twice. Well, we open them once and then we ask for them twice. Then we close nominations and then we vote. Kim has given us papers here that we can just write names on of each one, so that's nice. And we will hand those to Amy once we vote. And anything else that we need to know about?
You saw my note about that, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So we will start off with president. Currently, I'm the president. So I will open nominations for president. Are there any nominations for president?
I nominate Tina.
Thank you, Chris. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations for president? And we'll go one more time. Any nominations for president? All right, we will close nominations and we can vote.
I didn't pay Neola too much money to figure things out.
6 votes for Gina.
Great, thank you. We'll keep going on this then, another year.
Right.
Next, we have vice president. Currently, our vice president is Katie. I will open nominations for vice president. Any nominations for vice president?
I nominate Katie.
Thank you, Chris. Katie, you're okay with that? All right.
Okay with that?
Are there any other nominations? Is that my second? Are there any other nominations for vice president? All right, we'll close nominations and we can vote.
Thank you.
And 6 votes for Katie.
Woo, congratulations, Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
Next is treasurer. Our current treasurer is Brian. Since he has given his resignation, Beth said she would be willing to be treasurer if someone wants to nominate her. So I will open nominations.
Nominate Beth.
Thank you, Katie. Are there any other nominations? Do we have any other nominations for treasurer? So 2 or 3.
No, it's two.
All right. We'll close nominations and we can vote for treasurer.
Yeah.
And 6 votes for Beth.
Woo! All right, Beth.
I wonder if she's watching from Pigeon Forge right now. Thanks, Beth.
She might be. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, lastly, we have the clerk. Amy is our current clerk. I will open nominations. Are there any nominations for clerk?
Nominate Amy.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Amy, you,
I accept.
okay. Are there any other nominations? Do we have any other nominations for clerk? And we can vote, and you can send those to me. And we have 6 for Amy. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
All right. Now we got all that over with. Next, we have the minutes. I got there. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of March 23rd, 2026?
I move to approve the minutes, Brian.
Brian, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Katie, any corrections, questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have payment of the bills. Is there a motion to approve for the month of March the amount of $987,378.01?
I'll make a motion.
Amy, is there a second?
I'll second.
Chris, any questions or discussion?
We didn't get any questions.
Did anybody come up with any questions? Have any come up?
No, Rini didn't send anything.
What the heck? Rena?
Lost here.
I looked through. Like,
No, I didn't.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And the cash summary.
I just, Patty is back, so she's not back full-time, but she said somehow even through recovery, she put in 40 hours last week, and so a little thank you to her, and Callie Block has been helping out in that area as well. So, we still are getting our reimbursements from DPI, and things have gone well as Patty's been through the process, and she's thinking here in the next 2 or 3 weeks she'll be back
Wow.
in school. So it's even when we have people out on medical leave, we're still moving forward. So thank you to Patty, Callie, and everyone else that helped make that happen.
Any questions? Email Patty. No. Okay, donations.
Thank you to Hilltop Veterinarian Services for $1,000 for our track and field.
Nice. And we need to appoint a board member to the 2026 CISA convention.
Yeah, there's an unnamed person that's not here that has offered to take that nomination if anybody would like to appoint that.
Did she want that one or did she?
Was it the next one?
I thought it was the convention she wanted.
This is the Green Bay one.
Oh,
This one
yeah.
comes up next month.
The state one.
Oh, that's right. It's the WASP, not the
Yeah.
not the CISA. I got that wrong.
Last year, we didn't send anyone.
No,
There's usually nothing big happening, but
at one time.
does anyone have a burning desire to go to May 13th to Green Bay? If you change your mind, you can let us know. So we will just,
The
Leave that.
food was good. It was not a riveting meal.
Yeah.
Well, it's something. It's a plug.
all right. Next, we have the appointment of the delegate and the alternate delegate to 2027 WASB. Does anyone have a desire to do that? Beth said she could do that as the delegate. Does anybody want to do the alternate if she can't make it? If you change your mind, you find yourself available, let us know.
Brian and I did the convention this last year and checked out a couple of the vendors, walked around, had a nice lunch, just kind of hung out for a little bit. So yeah, somebody wants to.
Okay. Is there a motion to appoint Beth as our delegate?
Make a motion.
That was Chris and Katie. All right. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Comments from the public? I didn't see any. Okay. Building reports.
All right, we're going to kick it off with Strong Classrooms. Susan and I collaborated, and we have a whale exhibit coming to our school on May 7th. It is an inflatable whale, and students will be able to walk inside and see all the different parts of the whale. And then there's, it starts off with an assembly in the morning, and they'll be showing artifacts from whales and just really very interactive. So they'll do the assembly, and then they'll have 30 minutes with the presenter to kind of learn more about whale and oceanography and all that. So we're really excited about that. It is huge.
Pick up the whole middle school gym.
Yeah. So, wanting to bring the ocean to Wisconsin. So that was his way of doing it, which I think is really cool. We're in our final intervention block push. We did our Ames Web testing end of March, and now we have, we're in the final stretch of getting our students at grade level and above. So exciting news there. And then lastly, we're in the planning stages of summer school. So we're bringing that back this year with our jump starts and getting ready for, and then we'll be having intervention pieces in that, as well as just lots of contact for our students with exciting adventures, which is wonderful. And then I'm going to turn it over to Susan.
All right, Strong Culture. So kicking off Strong Culture, we hosted the United States Marine Corps Band. I know Mike was going to talk about that a little later, but it was really a great experience for all of our kids. And the band played, we had them here before. It was more traditional marching band. This one was more rock pop band. So the kids, especially the high school, they were really standing on their feet, dancing. So it was a good time and a nice way to celebrate the U.S. 250th. So Safety Week, I want to give a big shout out to Terry Meyer, Community Resource Officer, did a great job planning Safety Week. The weather cooperated with us, so it was like a real life experience with all the tornado warnings for that week. But it went off really well. Staff did a phenomenal job, and our students did wonderful as well. And then, and we just wanted to make everyone aware and shout outs for Administrative Assistant Appreciation Day. That was April 22nd, and couldn't do it without Kim, Callie, Sarah, Billy in the front office, and Janet in our student services and athletics. Just phenomenal women, do a great job. So I want to make sure to give the shout out for all of their hard work. National Bus Driver Appreciation Day, 28th. That is tomorrow. So for Rachel and her entire team, along with our teachers who drive and our paras, Nikki, Mark, Mike, Jennifer, they just do a fantastic job driving buses, and they know every single one of those students, which is phenomenal. Triathlon is set for middle school, May 27th. Mr. Krause, who is heading that up, has already been to the village board, got the approvals, thought it went very well. They felt it went very well last year with the low cones that we use, so that we can be driving over and everything. Lessons learned, we don't want to run in the rain, so we're hoping for good weather this year, and we do have a rain date, which will be the 28th as well. Senior Play was a big hit. The kids did a phenomenal job as well under the direction of Nikki Anderson, and they had a lot of fun. We did a play preview for the high school staff, our students, on Thursday, and they really enjoyed that as well. So hopefully you were able to come on out and see that. We have some fundraisers that are going on and wrapping up. We have Shoes for Africa by NHS, and so that just wrapped up. And boy, we have, I think, even more shoes than we had last year. So thank you to everyone in the community. They were bringing in shoes left and right, so that's great. Grad Grams, we're still, if it's not too late to get your Grad Gram for this year's class of 2026, so that is Nikki Donahue again and Natalie Weeks, so feel free to reach out, or we also have it in the parent newsletter, and our graduates always enjoy those.
All right. Our Student Choice Day is coming up at the end of May. We're going to get started on the playground early, so we're designing some events for that week to kind of keep our kids moving and our structured adventure ideas. I'm really excited. We have some relatives of students coming in to present. One is an architect and a pilot. We have a community, the Taekwondo studios coming in to teach. We're hoping to use a rock wall, just provide a lot of opportunities for students so they can do something that they're interested in. And then our final incentive of the year is we're going to Mothie Lake for our structured adventure. We're going to do some hiking and picnicking, and it'll be a good day. And then I'm going to jump to the Strong Community Connections in the final one. Just a little plug for the Family Fun Night is this Friday. We're going to have food trucks here. There's going to be games, some bounce houses. So come on out, and it's in collaboration with a science fair. So bringing that back, which we're really excited for our students to participate in.
All right, so we had our last ACP speaker, hosted Sydney Grumman, class of 2019. She spoke with our students virtually. She is currently a preschool teacher at North Iowa Community Action Organization. So it was really a nice presentation and Q&A with Sydney. Lots of good information for the students and things to think about. We brought in Ted Knightsky Jr. He came in to speak with our media studies class in the high school. And again, the kids did a phenomenal job coming up with questions. I know Mike was in there as well. And even Mr. Knightsky had mentioned that he thought that the questions were even better than some of the questions from the adults in their meetings and everything else. So the kids put a lot of thought and purposefulness into their questions. And I thought it was a good hour spent just talking about the data centers. So the kids were writing different stories, doing research on different pieces. And so a couple of them were doing a research paper on data centers. So they reached out to Mayor Knightsky from Port Washington, asking some questions, and then he offered to come up and speak with all of the kids. So really was a great experience for them. Conservation Fair, shout out to Natalie Weeks, another phenomenal conservation fair. Had a good weekend and a great turnout as well for that. Scholarship Night coming up on May 6th, so just wanted to get that out there for families. Looking forward to another very successful night. So moving on to student acknowledgements. So we had FFA Career Development Regionals that happened under Agriculture Mechanics. Wyatt, Liam, and Dylan, Wyatt from the high school, Liam and Dylan from the middle school participated. And in the category of horse evaluation, we had Neva, Sarah, and Addie from the high school participate. Veterinary Science, Charlie and Anna from the high school, and Megan from the middle school. So it was really a great experience for our FFA students in that career development regionals. And then last but not least, we have our FBLA state conference, and I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Wills to talk about the results from that. And also did want to give a shout out to Mr. Wills. He was recognized for being 25 years as a FBLA advisor. So well done.
Thank you. On April 13th and 14th, FBLA competed at the State Leadership Conference in Green Bay. And for the second year in a row, I'm standing in front of you because eventually I'm going to ask you that you approve travel for national because Sabrina Phelan placed second in her event customer service. It's the third person from Random Lake to compete at the National Leadership Conference and the second year in a row that we have that. So in addition, we also had two other competitors place up there in the top 10. Mackenzie, who went to nationals last year, didn't quite make it this year, placed 8th in her event, and Audrey placed 9th in one of her events. She competed in 2 different events. So it was an excellent time at the State Leadership Conference, and to bring 3 people and to have 3 people place in the top 10 was shocking at one point, to be honest, when we saw those results, but it was actually it was really great, and they did a great job up there. So thank you for allowing us to go.
How many kids from the state in nationals from FBLA across the country?
There's 70 events, so 200, just about 200 kids go. FBLA is very heavily and very popular in the Madison-Dane County area, and their chapters do very well. So a large percentage of them come from that area. We are Region 6, where we compete from the state, which is kind of Sheboygan, Washington, Ozaukee, and Manitowoc counties, along with Winnebago County and Dodge County. We have strong representatives, but like last year, Mackenzie was the only one from our region to actually place in the top 10 from nationals at FBLA, at state, or at the National Leadership Conference.
Does anyone have any other questions?
I do on the previous. So Natalie Weeks, there's a lot of online fervor, I'll call it, on Facebook about America's Favorite Teacher
Yes.
or something like that. Could you talk about that a little bit and how this process is working?
Well, she had submitted herself, and I think, Mike, you might be able to speak to some of that too, because it also goes with like a scholarship. So there's money that she'll bring to the school for that. And so it is a Facebook voting piece. And so she had to submit her biography portfolio to even get on the docket. And then from there, it comes down to the votes. And so she has now made it to the semifinals. And so that voting is quarterfinals. So that voting is taking place today until I can't remember what time tonight. So voting tonight in order for her to get moved over to the next round. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
That's all I was seeing on Facebook.
I know.
Trying to get all the votes out.
All right, that takes us, we're gonna skip around a little bit now. We're gonna move to item 13, the out-of-state travel for FBLA. You wanna speak to that, since you're here? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The 10 days is currently in third.
The National Leadership Conference. The National FBLA Leadership Conference is in San Antonio, Texas, from June 28th through July 2nd, and we're asking for you to approve transportation, or to approve that Sabrina Phelan can go and compete and represent Random Lake in her event customer service. The total cost of the conference is about $3,000, and we're going to do that through some various fundraisings with FBLA, and also she is going to pay some money herself to go to it, and that's what we're asking, if the board would be willing to approve that so she can go and compete in customer service for the FBLA national competition in San Antonio, Texas.
Is there a motion to approve? Katie, is there a second? Chris, any questions or discussion?
Are more people going? Like, it looks like they're maybe up to 6 students or something like that. I'm going with the support or not?
When I wrote the letter, because I knew we needed to get on the April agenda, there were more students interested, and then of course costs came into it. And now it's down to Sabrina, and her parent is going to go to represent the school.
Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, here's Steve. Let's keep that over here.
Next, we are going to again move out of order, and we are going to hop over to 15. And that is the co-op teams mascot.
Okay, so if you remember, I think it was at the last board retreat, we talked about how the co-ops we're having different names, and I'll let Brandon talk a little bit. With the state run of our girls team last year, it was very obvious that we needed to come up with a fix for this. So Brandon and Andy from Northern Ozaki have come up with this process and where we are right now. So Brandon, I don't want to steal all your thunder. Why don't you talk a little bit about the process, where we're at, and what are the next steps?
Sure, no thunder. It's just as we have put together these co-ops with Northern Ozaki, the initial was how do we just keep our teams surviving and playing? And then as that moves on, the next step was everything that pops up along the way. How are we paying for this together? What are we doing? And as it progresses, we get to the next challenge that we face. And this one was we've adopted the RLO, that Random Lake Ozaki, for the co-ops. You can even see that there was some discrepancy in that with the girls soccer team because their jerseys and stuff say Ozaki Random Lake, right? So that was one of the first ones besides football, where that's going to change already next year. They have new uniforms coming for next year, and that will all be consistent with that RLO. But the one thing we didn't have consistency with was what do we call ourselves? And it became very apparent that this was a next item to look at when we had the girls go to state last year. And they're like, well, what do we call you? Who are you? And every time something exciting would happen, they're like, the Ozaki Random Lake soccer girls team, whatever. It was just one of those things where it became a little odd. So Andy and I started talking about what would be a good way to address this, because I think organically each one of the teams had started to develop their own mascots. I mean, you've heard the bison for the football team. The boys soccer team were like the Thunderbirds, and then the girls soccer team were calling themselves the Cheese something or other. So anyway, it was just the Cedar Valley High. Yeah. So it was all so very inconsistent. So we felt the next step was to bind that part together and become more consistent there. So our idea was, let's let the kids choose from both schools. So a few weeks ago, we opened it up. I think it was open for almost 3 weeks to both kids from 6th grade to seniors in both districts to present ideas through a Google form, and they submitted ideas. We had several. I mean, they're all up there. We had several kids submit ideas, everything that you can think of. And so then what we did is we came together as that administrative team. So it was both superintendents, both high school principals, and then Andy and I. And we came together to kind of find out which ones stuck out, which ones we thought would be an okay moving forward from their suggestions. So what you see then are the 5 that either had the most entries or comments from kids, which would have been the bison. They had a Cinotaur or Minotaur, which is like half man, half animal, which is, I mean, there's some creative explanations, but I mean, we're the Rams, they're a person, right? So what do we do to combine that together? Another one was the Patriots. We thought that was kind of interesting from the standpoint of with Wabaka and Flag Day, all of those things in our communities, that kind of brings us together. The phoenix, which obviously is a bird that reforms itself out of the ashes, which we thought was a little bit deeper thought of, we're putting together these 2 schools whose programs were not surviving on their own. By putting them together, we have now flourished. Okay, so that's deeper. And then the last one was the war rams, kind of a combination of the warrior and the ram type thing. We have no idea what the actual thing would be. Like Rams, we have a ram, right? Like what it'll look like, but the next step would be looking at these. So what we're doing is we're bringing this to you, and they will be bringing it to their board next month, basically to say, here are the 5 choices that we've kind of narrowed it down to. Do you see anything that you don't find appropriate, that you think we should not put on there? Because the next step then will be allowing all of the students to vote for what they would like to be called with all of our co-ops currently, and if we end up having to down the road do the same thing again.
So the question for the board is, are there any of those out there that you have concerns with, or you want to have a discussion that should be taken off before it goes to vote? This same conversation will be happening soon with,
I think it's the second week of May, I think, yep.
And Bison's been used more than.
Well, I think it inorganically, not to throw Gary under the bus, it kind of started with something in the sounder for Bison that was either heard, and it just, like I said, all of it was organic, right? I mean, there was I don't even know why they chose it, if they just thought it was a great name or whatever.
And then really, one of the lighter boys came up with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things it was a team thing, just like the other teams had something that they just kind of gravitated and rallied to. And the boys football team was kind of the first one. And that's when we started. I mean, Eric's sitting here too, announcing games, it's like, well, what do we call it? What do we do here? I think it's time to make something more concrete. Trying to think of something different because, we're trying to be respectful of both communities, right? And both schools and the mascots, like what can we do so we're not, so we continue down the positive path that we're on with the co-ops, so.
And there's a couple that I'm partial to, but I don't see any that I would exclude.
No, I can say like the War Ram thing because it came with AI and everything. Now, these kids are submitting drawings, so it's these AI things, and it was literally this huge ram, and it has a warrior riding on top of it, and which I think I'm kind of biased because I think it's pretty sweet. However, they're very cognizant too that they try to stay away from the warrior thing, so we would have to idea what that would be if that would end up being the choice to help be respectable of their wishes of the warrior name and what that represents. So so this is just the next step, I guess, to see where it goes, and then we go from there.
and we'll hear in 2 or 3 weeks, if there's any other. So our hope is to actually get this to vote before the end of the school year, right?
Yes. So that we can start the next school year with.
So some of the people who submitted these are eighth graders, like are you having the middle school vote too?
Yep. Yeah, because they're good. 6-12, because we figured these kids are going to be, it's going to be very new for them, and they'll be high school kids sooner or later. So it made sense to have the middle and high school kids vote. No, that's all right.
So does anyone have any problems with any of those, or? Okay. Yeah, I'm with Brian that I have favorite, but, whatever. Okay, so we're just gonna leave it at that and see what happens?
See what happens, there we go.
Okay. All right, I think we're back in order then.
Just,
We'll get your weigh in on the mascot, right? Once it starts drawing a mascot, if there's any.
I would say, yeah.
What do you,
I didn't know if I want to know what everyone's favorite was or not. But no, let's leave it as is. That's
I
fine.
guess the only comment would be, if the Ozaki County, or if the Northern Ozaki School District is sensitive to a warrior depiction, that we support that and just, articulate that, subject to in the event of a selection of a war ram, it'd be something that would be acceptable based on the sensitivities associated with the other district.
That's a good point.
yeah, and that doesn't sound unreasonable. I mean, I think that would be all right too. Everybody? Yeah, okay.
Is the, would the plan be to have a logo like the image?
Yes. Every one of those will have some sort of logo once we figure
Okay,
out what
there
it
does
is.
okay.
Yeah. So we can have it go to kids and be an artist type thing. That could be another level of it. We'll talk about what does that look like. So, yeah, and if anybody has any artistic wants to
I
start playing
think
with these.
Lindsay's pretty good at
I know. Yeah.
We're tired.
Okay, that takes us back to number 12, which is board committee reports. Board of Canvassers met. Amy,
Yes,
were you on that?
I was.
Okay.
How much fun was that,
It
huh?
was, yeah, so much
Right
fun.
there with Seaside, I think.
Uh-huh, right. Yes. So we had no trouble. It was just fine. Kim is always very super helpful and we got it done.
Great.
So, yep, we got it. And then we have 2 new people on the board. It's great. So-
Yes. All right. Then we had a budget committee, and we have school lunch fees later on the agenda. And look at that, number 14 is school fees. Let's see, what are we? So the general fees are not going up for
No.
26, 27.
Correct.
We want to increase the field trip fee for elementary by $5 to help them to continue to do more things. I've heard they were doing some really great, fun, different things. A lot, so that's exciting.
So is that like a annual fee or that's per trip?
That's an annual fee. Because it helped them cut down. Otherwise, we were collecting for the event. And so it just really cut down on asking families over and over again for money. We're like, boom, one fee. And then we looked at all the field trips through the grade levels and thought about what would be a good amount to cover all of that. So that's how we came up with 25, but now with the price of things increasing, like, okay, well, maybe we need to do 30, so.
That makes sense.
What do we do for families that, I mean, we fund ones that can't?
Yeah, so there's times where this will just get put onto a bill of theirs, and then if families struggle to pay for a bill, we have conversations. Kim and I deal with those on a regular basis. So there's no one not going on a trip because of this fee not being paid. So, and I just want to, I think the elementary has done such a great job of embracing the structured adventures. Right, in middle school and high school, we were seeing students do some really great things when they got out of the classroom, got away from their laptops, and we still need learning, we still need the one-to-one devices, but even like the trip to Mothi Lake, that connection back to nature and the things that are happening, these are all pieces that are part of this field trip. So I think our parents are happy, I think our staff are enjoying it. And it's helped pull elementary into what middle school and high school had already been doing. So it's really been a great transition there.
Okay, and then food service. Breakfast for 4K through 5th grade, up 15 cents. Middle school and high school, up 40 cents, and adult lunches, 15 cents. Those are breakfasts, sorry. And then the lunch, the elementary, 4K, 5K, up 30 cents, middle and high, up 30 cents, and adult, up 30 cents. And Kim has something to say.
Yeah, and there's also going to be that the reduced meal fee will be 40 cents. It had been no charge. Amy has requested that be 40 cents.
Okay,
It's been just a few years since we've done it.
okay.
And we are extremely sensitive to increasing anything right now. I think all of our families are going through a lot of stress and turmoil. We know financial stress has never been higher, but I will say that the rampant increase in food and all things that have to do with food and gas and everything else, these are things that we didn't see any other way around it. And Kim, do you know what the PL tool required by DPI is, or yeah?
I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know for many years now, it's a tool that Amy has to use, all the districts have to use to determine whether the food service costs can stay the same or if they have to be raised. So it's driven by DPI requirements.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is a piece, I know, I thought Patty had said something about either, and the DPI requirements are really federal, because it's a federal, food program, so there's some of these things where we didn't even have as much say as we have. I wish Amy was here to explain it a little bit better, but, yeah, just so you know, we're not doing this, not knowing the situation all of our families are in. And that's why we didn't raise general fees. We haven't raised general fees, I can't remember the last time we did, because, yeah.
Did we raise these fees last year, or we held steady last year?
Yeah, we
did
raised food by 10 cents across the board, yeah.
Go ahead, Katie.
This seems pretty reasonable to me, especially if we're willing to work with people who can't afford it, like, that doesn't seem like an excessive increase.
Is that a motion to approve?
Sure, I move to approve.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Amy, any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then down to 16, which is approval of the resolution to participate in, do you say WSNIP? Or do we get to say something like that, or do I?
WSNIP sounds good, I like that. I
Okay,
think you might have just coined something, it's WSNIP now.
All right, that's mine. Do you want to give us just a little say on that, Mike, of what that is for?
So it's a co-op. One of the things that we try to do, especially as a small district, Lindsay, is create partnerships with others to get our buying, purchasing power up. And WSNIP is one of those things. It just rolls off your tongue, doesn't it?
It does.
It allows us, we purchase as part of a larger state group, so we get food lower, whatever we can do to try to keep prices down, we're always trying to do with that. So that's what this is. It doesn't, I don't think it even costs us anything to be part of it. It's just part of a larger cooperation.
Is there a motion to continue with that?
Make a motion.
Chris, is there a second?
I'll second, Brian.
Brian, any questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have another 660301 agreement with Cedar Grove, Belgium, and Oostburg for occupational services. Is there a motion to continue that?
Sure, so move.
Katie, is there a second?
I'll second.
Amy? Okay. This is just, this gets us a better price on,
So this is one person, so we would not have an occupation, we wouldn't have enough work for one full-time occupational therapist. And we have such a great partnership going on with the other districts. She does a fantastic job of moving between the three, sharing her time. To have somebody that's willing to work in three districts is really great, and she's been doing this now longer than I've been here, probably close to 15 years. So, yeah, this one's a no-brainer. This is just something we have to do every year, but Katie's great.
all right? Any other questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We do have a staff resignation with Jackie Rummel, special education, for 2 years. Is there a motion to accept with thanks for her service to the district?
Yep, I'll move.
Katie? Is there, Chris? Any questions or discussion?
I just want to thank Jackie. She actually had her second child last year and was going to resign and stuck around this year. She was on for 20% to help with the transition. So really appreciate it. I think she'll be a staff member in the future once her kids get a little bit older. So, but no, help with the transition, still helping with the transition for our foundation. So it's always great to have staff like that on board for us.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This one, we don't have to vote on, but we might want to and just deny it. Sarah is resigning for her retirement, and
I wonder what she's gonna be doing.
yeah. So we thank her for her 9 years and all the good stuff she's done for us.
Just a fun story about Sarah. This is my first year, right? And our nursing services were not in a very good place. And back in the day, Adam knew the Stouts and said, "Hey, I think I know somebody from Plymouth that'd be willing to come help out." And she's been fantastic. She's leaving us in such a much better place than what she found us, and keeping us organized. We have a great transition with Aurelie and Deb, so we'll be in good hands with this. But it's just been a very good, totally new facilities, everything. She's helped through the referendum. So, yeah, thanks for letting us have Sarah for the last few years, Brian. We appreciate it. Having both.
But now she's stuck with me.
Yeah. I think you guys will do fine.
We do have new professional staff. Madison Grabo, elementary teacher. Is what grade? Do we know? Second. Okay. And Jacob Schiffler, high school tech ed.
For Kurt?
For Kurt? Oh, yeah. Who let him go?
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
You got a lot of years walking out of
Yeah.
retirement this year. Yeah, yep.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
Chris?
Amy.
Amy.
I'll second.
Okay, Chris, thank you. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mike, is this you?
Yep, and Susan talked about it a little bit earlier. One of the things DPI just recently came down is that at each district and school needed to find a way to celebrate the nation's 250th birthday, and that coincided perfectly when we had the U.S. Marine Corps rock band here, so we got to celebrate it probably cooler than most other schools did, and just thanks. We have a really great connection. The Marines love playing here from the event they did last year. They came, performed with the kids, talked to our band students, and did a halftime show went to Howard's Grove and did it there for our kids. And then they had so much fun, they called up. They're like, "We are only stopping at 2 schools in Wisconsin. You want to be one of them?" And I said, yes. So, and they said, "We're the first ones on the list anytime they come because we make it easy for them." They come in and they do a wonderful job. So thanks to them. And what a fun way to do America 250. So very
Great.
cool.
And then you can keep going.
I'll keep going. First of all, drill week, we talked a little bit about it. When we do drill week, in the same week, we do fire drill, we do our tornado drill, and we do our active threat drill. And one of the reasons we're doing that is when we first started doing active threat, before I got to random, when you did that on its own, it always felt like it made it real in the school setting. And we do it now as this is the week we do all of our drills. And I think it just makes that week very professional. We know what we're doing. And just as many tornadoes and fires as we've seen in schools are the same as we see active threats. So just know that's something we do separate here because we're trying to keep that positive momentum going forward. And Terry does a great job. Becky and Susan do a fantastic job of getting everything organized. It's a little bit more because you have 3 drills in the same week, but fire drills aren't that hard. Tornado takes a little bit. Thanks to Terry because he has, you can see the escape and the evacuation. That's all been going on behind the scenes as well. So really great stuff there. Board retreat, I'm going to be sending out 2 dates. I want you to look and see if we could do Monday, May 4th or May 11th. We can kind of look at it, but I'll be sending out an email this Friday. we do it at the same place if possible, at the bog. But that email will be coming out Friday. Take a look and see how that works.
So isn't May 4th like the Monday after that Friday? Like,
It's this Monday,
right? Next Monday?
Yeah, so if May 11th would probably work the best, or we could push it till June. So we'll have to kind of figure out, we're running out of Mondays. It's, all of a sudden I looked at it and like, ooh, with this being the fourth Monday, we have a little bit more time. So actually, if May 11th works for everyone, that would be the best one. But if it doesn't, we'll figure something out. I just wanted to, house construction. So Jacob Scheffler is coming to us, and I know this board, we've been talking for the last few years about how we wanted to start building houses in Random Lake. Jacob comes to us with a really nice background information on building houses. On Wednesday, I'll be meeting with the Sheboygan County Home Builders Association, Collins State Bank, and some other friends to start looking at what a house construction academy might look like for the 27-28 school year. We're not going to have a new teacher come in and try to build this in their first year. So right now we're building all the infrastructure. Jacob is actually going to be coming in hopefully that first week of June. We have a mentor to help him build a house. We have a donor willing to help him buy all the tools, and it's actually going to come to fruition. So this will be a call to all of our friends out there that want to help. We're going to start doing some pretty cool things with that. So stay tuned. Food service director. I did want to tell you last month, Amy Lavrance retired, and I did want to let this board know that starting July 1st, Mama Granny, what's the name of her? Mammy Grannies? Darn it, I forgot it. It will be doing our food service. Amy's retiring, but started a LLC, so she will, instead of being in two schools, will be working here, doing the food service stuff. So it'll be kind of at a 40% piece. And if you have some questions, I can kind of share that. But Amy Lavrance will be back helping us out, because guess what? There's not a lot of food service directors out there that want to come in for 40%. So
What's the other district doing?
they are co-oping with Howard's Grove to make it a full-time person.
I thought that's who was them.
It
Well,
was-
who were we really?
We were the Falls. So Falls and Howard's Grove went together, and then Amy's coming out and doing it just here. I think for Amy, it was two schools was getting to be a lot, and now she can do this and just work in one place. So.
Thanks.
And then the May board meeting, get it on your radar. That's the other reason that's squeezing this, because of Memorial Day. Our next board meeting is going to be May 18th. So please mark your calendars.
I'm gonna be in the Caribbean.
No,
Stop. We're
not allowed.
different location. Gary, do you have a question? Oh, okay. I thought you were.
Were you gonna ask about my cruise? I can tell you.
No one's asking about the cruise. Everyone just wants to go.
Yeah.
So that's, I'm sorry for the extra information items, but there's some really cool things happening as we round up the school year here. Are you
Okay.
able to make May 18th?
Yes.
Okay, did I have it on did we have it on everyone's calendar for the
I think we
18th or
talked
not?
about it once before.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll remember. All right. See, I knew it.
Yeah.
So what is the process going to be to find another school board member?
Oh, yeah. We should put that on here. We're gonna do the same way as we did, who did we?
Chuck Miller.
Chuck.
When Chuck left. We will open it up to anyone can send a letter of interest or resume to me. Just be a simple email. And what I'd like to do is possibly review that at our board retreat, and we can kind of maybe do the same cadence as we did when we brought Beth on board. So I would say for the next 2 weeks, we can leave it open, and we'll go from there. And I haven't heard anything from anyone, so please get it out. Let's see what if anybody has any interest. We'll just, let's leave it open, until filled. Cause I'm not sure how long it's gonna take to fill this. Unless you have any thoughts.
Deadline now.
I'm afraid to set a deadline. I'd rather just leave it open and,
It worked out nicely last time. I don't know if it will this time, but your board retreat was coming up.
Yeah.
So it would be, what, the Friday before?
Well, you could set one and then we could set another.
we could do that. That's the
Yeah, that
way
way.
to do it, yep.
Everybody doesn't wait to see if somebody else did it.
Yeah. Is that the Friday?
That's May 8th. I like that, yeah.
Would be like to guarantee consideration or something.
Yep.
Nothing happens, we extend.
Oh, good.
Pulling them in by their hair.
I'm running out of ideas. No,
Okay.
thank you, Gary. Gary, you want to be on the board? Hey, get paid while you're up here. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, there were-
Have a historian. Like,
you know, like some of these school board meetings I've been to.
I know.
Yeah.
More than all of us combined times 10, probably.
Maybe not
I
China.
could tell you, getting back to those names, of how the Bison name came about, because it wasn't me. There was a boy that I think graduated last year, the year before, Bryce Fossbender,
Okay.
was on a team. He came up with the name with his teammates. And then they adopted it. Well, no, it was Bryce Fossbender.
Huh.
Yeah.
I had it in the paper when it happened. And they really went totally into it. They have uniforms and all that stuff, but I guess nowadays you can get uniforms pretty easy. So it's something else. It's been different.
Their whole herd mentality thing is cool, right? Like the way that they promote themselves.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was a great, kind of rally cry for everybody. They really got behind it. So, yeah. No, thank you, Gary.
All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Katie, is there a second?
Second.
Brian?
Brian.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Rainey.
Thanks, Rini.
Yes, thank you. We look forward to your public comments in the future.
Yeah.